Hail, and welcome to HomeBhoys.
That's a really bad swear.
It says comedy, low honk, which I thought suited you pretty well. So.
Literally, Helsinki couldn't cope with the tempo we played.
I'm not mental or anything Wayne's World style, but is there a chance that I can meet you in the future?
But let's not suddenly pretend we're all pals. We're not going to be skipping up the Gorky Road, holding hands with Hearts fans or nothing.
But do we throw back to the 80s, you know? we're trying to get football back to the 80s.
Aberdeen, Kenny kick a jelly bean. Rangers won a rubber duck, Celtic won the World Cup.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Wow. Tell me who your favourite player is.
My favourite player is Paddy McCourt.
Yes, Joe, get it right up.
So, let's get down to business. Hello, hail. It's just madness and stress here. You okay, darling?
I need a picture of you.
Okay, sorry, my daughter wants to take a picture of me. Go.
No, I need a picture of you. Like this.
Oh, I don't have one.
Oh, it's
We're live on the internet.
Hi.
Let's say hello.
Hi.
It was all going
Are we
off
live?
there. We're live. People were talking there a second ago. You were talking. The parrot was talking. Jason was talking.
There's a parrot on the internet.
The parrot. Good. And
Are we live, Joe?
we are live, yeah.
I'll get the links in. They've said.
I was just about to go into my monologue there, and my daughter walked through the door with an iPad and a picture, and then you guys were arguing. But anyway, hail! Welcome to the HomeBhoys well-oiled machine that is the HomeBhoys live phone-in show. I'm, of course, Joe McKenna, and I'm joined by, as usual, Jason Higgins.
Hello.
And tonight's special guest, back by popular demand, the parrot.
Oh.
The man who gave everybody ulcers with the hottest vol-au-vent you've ever had in your life at the Bampot night on Saturday in Glasgow, which we're going to get straight into. On the line, we also have the man who slighted the hospitality of the lovely Mrs. Higgins on Sunday by being a drunk and not going to Sunday dinner. And it was shameful, Jason, shameful, because I know she went out to the organic farm and she had that chicken killed herself.
There was the full works was here, mate. The lot was waiting on you, and what do you say? What can you say to that?
Unbelievable, you know. Harper, anything to say for yourself?
I'm still glad I went for pints.
There's no many lobster tanks in Lanarkshire, I tell you.
Who says chivalry's dead, what? So, we'll just get cracked straight into this. We'll get to the football in a second, but we all want to talk about what's hot on our lips, which was the Bampot book launch. What?
The Vullivons.
The Vullivons, sorry, the Vullivons.
Cost me a tenner for one Vullivon and 2 bits of tablet.
I'll tell you what, it wasn't...
Even then, I had to get even then, the tablet was hidden under the table. That was under counter stuff.
I tell you what, it wasn't just the lips that burnt off me, I tell you. Woo!
That's right, eh?
Tell you, we came out like a shotgun pellet, had lads ducking. But anyway, enough of that. We'll talk about the Bampot book launch. Paul Larkin is not with us tonight. He sadly got strep throat or, I don't know, scurvy or something. He's poorly. He's a poorly way. And
Somebody's boot launch and he's not caring anymore. He's used and abused. That's it.
you don't mean that, Harper.
Well, I don't, of course, I'm a joke like.
Oh, but you're not funny, so.
Well, listen to the film comedian.
Ew, I'm not failed. I'm not failed. I'm in hiatus. But anyway, let's get on to it. The Parrot was there, Jason was there, I was there, Harper was there, all the other internet Bampots were there, and it was. Well, I'm not going to say it was surreal because that makes it sound like it was weird. It wasn't weird. It was just it was really, really comforting. It was really, really comfortable there. It was great. People grabbing you who didn't know, and you were leading off Twitter names, and you're trying to get real names, and you're running around going, "This is bizarre. We should all have name tags or something." You know. Anybody else? Harper, did you enjoy it?
It was bright, man. It was a good start off when you missed the bus first thing in the morning.
Oh, Jesus, I don't know.
And strolled through security at Dublin Airport shouting, "Yaldi!" Jason, you've got a lot to answer for with this Yaldi because it's all he does.
Here, Harper, I guarantee you there's Portuguese lads running around in taxi. Yaldi!
You better believe it.
Shouting Yaldi and being casually vomiting into fireplaces and stuff like that.
I've got that's me. I've got a weak stomach.
Jason, it's the funniest thing ever. We're in the toll booth, me, him, and Chris. He says, "I'm going to go outside. I feel a wee bit sick." He comes straight back in. He says, "I'm all right." And as soon as the word "right" came out his mouth, he just turned around and started being sick in the corner of the pub. I mean, I just said to Chris, "Well, let's go. We better go outside and have a fag." Leave him go, mate.
And hang on,
Joe, as you were saying, the night. There's too many names to mention. Like, and I didn't want to go. "Oh, it was great to meet this guy, great to meet that guy," because I'd be doing some people an injustice. Do you know that way? I just can't remember everybody's names, to be honest. Like, and I didn't want to be ignorant and miss anybody out. But I particularly mentioned I want to give Liam Brummy Boy a shout who went out his way for the tickets for us tonight and came down to meet us before the game and everything to give us the tickets and Witherspoons and that. So that was great. And obviously to meet up with Jason again and the Parrot and like people who were involved with other podcasts. And of course, the big boss, Chris McGuigan. People say call me the boss, like, but I'm just like the underling. Do you know what I mean? I'm the guy who's got to go and answer the big boss.
That's it. We all had to behave in that night, didn't we? He was casting his beady eye over the lot. We weren't stepping out of order in the slightest.
So no, that's just what I say. Thanks to everybody who made us feel so welcome. And listening to the show and everything, and also the boys in the Bakes, the band, and Paul himself. Paul was absolutely brilliant, and no, it was great. And people like, I suppose, Willie Keane, and I had a great time with Simmy and his wife Michelle at the end of the night. And no, it was a great crack all around. Like, I'm just about covered.
It was great to meet Jim Blade as well.
Oh yeah, Jim. So that's what I mean. I've got to forget people. There's so many people. Jim, you could just sit and talk.
Oh Jesus!
All night.
Absolutely.
It should be a hypnotist. Make a fortune.
It was. I mean, it's rarely I talk to somebody and don't think after about 10 minutes, I gotta get the fuck away from this person. Right?
It's no need to swear.
Sorry. But talking to Jim, I was just captivated, just talking about Celtic and the Grave Society and just amazing, you know. And he gave me one of the programs from the Mass, and I was reading it. It's just stuff like that. There's great. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just amazing. And he spoke really well. You know, when he made a speech, and I had a blast. It was great to meet
and
the
King of the Thames was there, of course.
King of the Thames, Jimo was there.
He was rubbing your back outside when you were another one of your sick bouts.
That's when I went for the hat trick. The hat trick of spew, aye.
And the man from the mountains.
The man from the mountains was there,
Who asked the best question at the Q&A.
What was that?
It was all serious questions about Celtic's history and Paul and the bootlaw. Rennick puts his hands up. "Oh, there's a question here. What's it? I says, can you tell me how many Huns does it take to slay a cliff?" Depends how thinly you slice them.
I can mind it was coming up for it was about approaching 7 o'clock and the hall was mobbed. And Paul just turned around to me and says, "Where the fuck's the Parrot?"
Oh yeah.
He says, the Bull Stevie boy just makes an entrance, didn't you? You walked down the stairs and there was enough. Oh. But the moon could have been shining with the amount of tinfoil you'd turned round. I know. A junkie's heaven.
If I can, I'd just like to thank everybody that donated to it. We raised £280 for the Celtic Graves, and I know guys like Davey had a bit of tablet and that was it. And there was other folk, I don't even know if this boy's on Twitter, wee Tony for Portal. I doubt it with a handle like that, but the bold Tony was walking about outside the hall at 7:45 and he went, "Big man, when's this opening up?" I went, "Open at 9 o'clock, pal." And he went, "I might just get tore in." I went, "Mate, I've been in here all afternoon fixing security cameras, you'll get caught." And he went, "Have you?" I went, "Aye." But he gave us a fiver and he was up and down the buffet all night like the Flying Scotsman. He kept filling his plate up. But no, lovely night, and I was very lucky Paul when I had the night and give us all the opportunity to meet up and get the money for the buffet. So everybody that ate, and I was phoning all the Glasgow hospitals everywhere to make sure there was nobody.
The influx.
I had a few half-packed heat pies planked. I was going to stick it in somebody's coat. I didn't know well and believe.
Since Sixtus in the chat room was having a panic attack. Where were you? He had a big bag of stuff.
Aye, Paul turned up with some world-class caramel cake, and Susie brought the Celtic cake, the Celtic Champions League cake, the zombie cake, which I hope there's no pictures of it getting stabbed to death by the parrot and a few others, and there was some nibbles, but no, it went really, really well, and I'd like to thank, there was a lovely wee couple there for Easter House. I don't even know if they're on Twitter, if they're on it, and I was going about just squirting people's hands. I'd actually worked for the United Nations for 6 months doing disaster relief funds, and it was a bit of that, and it was a bit of being Sergeant Bulko, just barking at folk for an hour, squirting their hands, taking money out of the purse and carrying on. So no, it was great.
Just another wee thing about St. Sixtus. I hate to say thanks to him, he's in the chat room. He keeps telling everybody he gave me half his cargo. He gave me 1 bottle of Smirnoff Ice. So he wasn't going far with a big cargo like that.
Aye, so we'll just get that squared up. The parrot was like some commandante. Nobody was getting near the pieces unless they get their hands squirted. But Stephen, did I hear you right there saying a boy for Postal was worried about security cameras? Surely I must have heard you right.
No, he didn't. I think he was in Boston. He must have been for Springburn or something.
Aye, exactly. Aye, can't be for Postal. No, it was a good night. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Really good.
It was great to have something to cheer us up after the disastrous match that was the Inverness game.
Wait a minute. Can I ask you three? Have you watched the TikTok video yet?
I watched a bit of it.
I watched a bit of it.
You're very serious looking, man. But sitting in between me and Jolly, very worried looking.
I'd one pint in maybe that time, so
maybe that's what was wrong. I'm never getting filmed again. I just look huge. I've got a ridiculous moustache. That hat stretched out my head like it was ready to ping in the air like that.
I would harbour that's not the camera's fault.
Listen, Denny, you were walking about dressed like a hobo, so you didn't.
I can't. Alper, you are not slagging MD's dress code after that. Abomination, you're Hey, hillbillies were rightly named, I'll tell you.
I was the classiest dressed in the room, sir. Come on.
All they were missing was an axe.
Some chewing tobacco. But it was a great night. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and the boys for the TikTok they done a lot is proud, and especially Paul. It's his night, but the work Richard puts in, 7-0. He's the man.
Jason, he could be. I mean, we can sit, and I think we're all quite comfortable now to sit and talk to people and that, and we interview people like on the podcast now, right? And I've seen Chris and we're going to do it well. Chris is an expert at it, but Richard is actually. I actually felt that you were sitting in a wee TV studio. The way his mannerisms and the way he speaks and the way he asks you a question, he's like proper presenter.
I was sitting there going we walked in, everybody's like, "How you doing?" It was great to sit down. And we started the interview. And all I could think was, we're just a couple of monkeys compared to this guy.
We're an absolute rabble. He's definitely on the ball. Him and BJ Mac, the two of them are just following you about like a bad smell, but they get the job done.
Brilliant. Great crack, man.
It's amazing. But seeing a wee interesting point as well. See, since the game on Saturday, obviously it was best forgotten, and we lost the game.
What?
I'll carry on. But see, since we lost the game and stuff like that, I was a bit of a downer. But you get into that night, and I think Paul said there was 171 at it.
Brilliant.
And most of us had been to the game and stuff, and there wasn't one person was downbeat or moaning or anything like that. It was just a right good night, get a good few pints in, get a wee sing-song, and just get a bit of Celtic crack, and it was absolutely brilliant. But then you go into these message boards and stuff like that, and the negativity towards Celtic, towards Neil Lennon especially after that game, I just found it unbelievable. 2 weeks after one of the best results in their history. And you're just saying, where did these folk get off? And obviously they've all disappeared since last night. You know, but
Jason, you would have thought so, because I went on Twitter last night thinking everybody's going a good chat about how good, and I had more people complaining about the fact that Scott Brown had been playing and stuff like this, and you're like, what are you going on about?
Some people, I think it's just some people just search out a reason to moan. I mean, and it's probably more prominent in football because there's a lot to moan about. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different things you can talk about, and you can always find something to moan about. And it's okay because you're allowed to have your opinion. So people want to moan, let them moan. You know what I mean? I don't care.
But it's ruining. It's ruining Twitter for me. I can't go near it anymore. I actually went on the second half last night at one point, and then I read about 30 tweets, and it was all about get Hooper off. He's playing terribly. There's 3 of them up at the time. Like, you know what I mean? Celtic, you've not come out and started the second half. Get the finger out, Lennon. Get some changes. Get Hooper off. Get this done. And you're like, what's going on, man? We're humping Hearts 3-0, and there ain't stinking midden. And all it is people moaning, and I thought, I'm not even coming back on here.
Oh, but see, you let it get to you. You should just read it and just see what
here
it is.
Go. Easy go, hobo.
I'm just saying, you should read it. You should read it for what it is.
You should be lying in a street in San Francisco, pouring wine out your head or something.
you don't think though? You imagine we had Twitter when we had guys like Wayne Biggins playing for us. You know, we know at a certain age that we can.
And listen, that of Wayne Biggins playing for us while they're going on.
You know that there's an acceptance of. I mean, as you say, what we've achieved as a club in the last few weeks, and the guys that are going home and away and doing stuff is we've got to remember who we are and what we are and what the product. You look at the English leagues, how much they're spending. Look at Wigan; they've probably got a wage bill 3 times we are, and look at the dross they're putting out. Yeah. So I'll slag everything to do with Celtic apart from the guys on the pitch and the manager.
Jason, see even at the game on Saturday, the boy, and I hope they didn't know who you are because they'll know who I'm talking about then, but the boy who was sitting...
he doesn't normally sit there, so you know.
Sitting there on my left-hand shoulder, behind me, all he done was shout abuse the whole game. I kept turning around looking at him, so he knew I was looking at him, but he didn't care, he just kept... He must have thought, who are you looking at, you're funny. He just kept shouting abuse, right? And I actually wanted to say something, but I knew if I said something, we would have gone into it. And then because we were in Liam's pub's seats, do you know what I mean? I didn't know what to call it.
No, it was my seats. It was my kids'
do you know what I mean? I didn't know what to cause any aggro because it was somebody's season tickets we had anyway at the time. But I was getting, I couldn't concentrate on the game because all I could think about was listening to this clown behind me. I just wanted to lay one on him. Do you know what I mean? And that drives me mad. Like
you're a boiling cauldron of rage. That's why.
Right, he's just sitting there like a dormant volcano. I think it's just a common occurrence with football fans these days, and all they do is moan about how much they're paying to go to the games and stuff like that. Which that's fine, but that's a separate issue. The how much you're paying to go to the games is how much you're paying to go to the games. So you make that decision whether you're willing to pay it or whether you're not. So that's fine, but don't start demanding that they win every week or you want your money back. Mm-hmm. You know, because that's just nonsense. So what about these guys that pay money and go and watch a team that's going to get relegated? How do they motivate themselves to go every week? So what they're trying to say is if Celtic don't win every week, it's just unacceptable and they're not going to go back. And you're just like, no. The amount we pay to get into the football, I think, is too high. But you've got to realise, if we pay less to get into the football, you're going to have less of a standard of product in the park. Because let's face it, the product in the park we're watching at the minute is pretty good. Although the home games, granted, 7 home games in the league, it's been dire to want a better phrase, but the home cup games have been all right. We've played well away from home, and to me, the Champions League stuff's been out of this world, you know, so far. Apart from Benfica away, but it's the season where we're sitting at the minute. I'd have bit your hand off for this at the start of the year. I mean, after we get the Moscow game out the road next week, then we've got 2 months without any European football. I'll be expecting us to be like 10, 12 points clear at the top of the league by the time Europe starts again. And that's not been disrespectful with other clubs. We've just got better players.
Yeah.
And these Celtic fans, they must have one of the most spoilt supports in the world. And these guys that we need are strong Rangers. There is actually, well, I think there is. I don't know any. But there must be Celtic fans out there that actually believe this guff. I mean, see me personally, I don't even look for Sevco's results. I couldn't even tell you who they're meant to play this weekend.
No.
I couldn't tell you who they played last weekend. I couldn't tell you what their score is. I think I know they're top of the league now. I know they weren't there for a while, and I don't know the results. I know Lee McCulloch scored nearly all their goals for them, but I don't know much about them because they don't directly affect Celtic anymore.
Yeah.
I can tell you far more about Hibs. Lee Griffiths, he's got one of the best left foots in the league. You know, I can tell you a lot about what Hibs are doing now. I can tell you what Aberdeen are doing. I can tell you what Motherwell are doing, Dundee United. Inverness, I picked them at the start of the season to get relegated. They've been a revelation. And then Motherwell beat them 5-1 up there. They come and beat us, and then they go to Aberdeen last night and win. You know, and I've got an interest in the teams that directly affect Celtic.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't directly affect us. But these guys that just want to moan all the time, and this is shite. I mean, I took my wee brother, my youngest brother Joe, on a parent-child season ticket. We won the Joe Miller Cup final, 89, and then I took him in for 1990 and 1995. Home and away everywhere in 5 years. That was the first trophy we won, was Big Hoydonks. Header against Airdrie, 1-0, winning the Scottish Cup, and we celebrated like we'd won the European Cup. You know, and then fast forward all the years later, when we beat Dunfermline 1-0, Doumbé scored, and I remember walking out of Hampden, and there was guys like, that was shite, wasn't it? And you're like, we've just won the Scottish Cup. You know, and you're saying that's shite. How can Celtic winning a trophy be shite?
Mad,
you know,
it
just baffles me. I must be different for them.
It's a very, I don't know, inflated sense of expectation. I mean, like, what more can you want? You can only win the trophies that are on show. Harper, are you being burgled again while you're in the house? What's going on? Jesus Christ.
But see what you said, though, Jason. See what you said. I mean, to me, and I don't care what Andy says about it. When the Zombies died last year, I had a ticket for the last game at Parkhead. My brother couldn't get one. I gave it to him and I watched it on the iPad last night. Tynecastle. That's the best atmosphere in Scottish football. Small, tight, nasty park. Celtic fans there, and if they're there, like they used to go to Ibrox, every one of them's counted in the gate at Laldy for 90 minutes.
Oh, but wait a minute. Somebody let off a flare. We should ban all the hell travelling away support because somebody let off a flare and 2 Celtic fans were arrested. You ever heard any much piss in all your life?
Maybe we should ban flares.
I mean, in the 70s, Aberdeen was wearing them in the 70s. What was the problem there?
I tell you, the only cop that was in Tynecastle last night was Rebus. the whole lot of them there. They did the Queen's Arm Guard for the castle a lot. Unbelievable.
Let's just get into this now, right? This is something that's a real bugbear in mine at the minute. It's really getting on my nerves. This thing about this opportunism. Some fans, and this is just my opinion. Some fans are using opportunism to get at the Green Brigade, right? They just want to. I seen a pyrotechnic, what you want to call them, a flare last night, right? Whoa, and that's them. They're always complaining the police are after them. That they've let off a flare. So what? Go to Drogheda game here on a Friday night. There's a flare let off Bay Fens every night. Nobody's phoning the Taoiseach. You know what I mean? Close the borders. You know what I mean? Somebody let off a flare in Drogheda. It's only in Celtic that, and we've got these fans now who want to jump on everything. The Green Brigade, the anti-Green Brigade guys who want to grasp everything to attack them, and it's really starting to piss me off. And do you know what? See this moniker we got, the greatest fans in the world. It's this thing that we try to paint ourselves as. No Celtic fans ever been arrested in their life. No Celtic fans ever pissed in the street. That's really starting to get my nerves because we all know Celtic fans are crackpots. Do you know what I mean? This idea that we're the white and the white support, and we shouldn't be doing anything wrong because we bring shame upon the club. It's just being football fans. It's just being young laddies. I'm not talking about going out and going crazy and breaking the law and renting the place like that. But somebody letting off a flare last night, to me, I just didn't see what's the big deal. What is the big deal? And people want to attack. You should have seen the stuff getting said. Unbelievable. That was another thing at the end of the game last night. That's what people wanted to argue about. I couldn't believe it.
You got to think to yourself, right? It's not like somebody's lighting a flare and throwing it around the place, right? And people are dogging out of the way. Like, what can happen from a flare going off? It'll light. It'll die. The Coast Guard's not going to show up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Is it definitely a Green Brigade that put the flare up?
No, but that's what I mean. It's people, Jason. That's exactly what I'm saying. People want to grab that as an opportunity to attack the Green Brigade, and it's really starting to annoy me. People are trying to talk about, these people talk about football like they're going to see, and I heard Chris mention the Lost Boys podcast, like they go out and see a West End show. Well, no, we're football fans, and maybe I'm stuck in the past a wee bit then, maybe that's my problem. But I want to go to football, and I want to be atmosphere like Tynecastle, jump about what I mean at when I was younger. And that's what I still want to do. Do you know what I mean? These people want to sit their hands and just tuck. Oh, don't be doing that. Oh, stop being so Irish. Oh, sit your arse.
See, the thing is, Harper, but see the internet and these radio phone-in shows and all that kind of stuff. That's as well. We're doing it. We're part of it. But it gives every wee sado a voice. See somebody that maybe wouldn't be out socialising with folk, wouldn't be at the football, wouldn't be this, wouldn't be that. Everybody's got a voice, so everybody can be heard. So see the people who normally their opinion maybe wouldn't count because they wouldn't be in your company, so you wouldn't be talking to them in normal terms. They've now got a voice and they can make their voice heard, and I think they create sort of a false economy because let's face it, nobody at the game is actually moaning at these guys.
No.
You know, everybody at the game is joining in, you know, and it's, I mean, to be fair, I don't think folks should take flares to the game, right? I don't, because it's you're going to get arrested or whatever. You know, if nobody gets hurt with it, I've not got a problem with it. It doesn't bother me, but the way the police are at the minute, it's going to end up in tears because somebody's going to end up in jail or whatever. There is people out there with a genuine gripe against the Green Brigade, but both yous were with me on Saturday, and in the 12th minute stand up for the Green Brigade, I think the full stadium stood up. So either they're no willing to voice their displeasure in public, and they like doing it to wee clandestine chat rooms and stuff like that. But at the game, I don't know, Joe, would you think yourself? Do you think everybody stood up on Saturday?
I think so. I mean, I was waiting for it, but it was a couple of guys. I think I was up in 4:04 when it started because I came down to you after about 20 minutes, I think, and there was a couple of Irish guys sitting up from me, and they had no idea what was going on. They hadn't a clue. They were like, "What's going on?" And I wasn't going to tell them. I was like, I was kind of earwigging. They were like, "I've never seen this before." Everybody sat back down, and they had no idea what was going on. So, like what Harper said, these guys going to West End shows. There is a certain speckling of that element in the support, especially it was that day, you know.
Aye.
But I thought it was really good. I thought they made plenty of noise for the Green Brigade, and but the atmosphere was pretty flat, and the football was really, really flat. And all you could do was just keep looking at this big empty section in the stadium where all the noise should be coming from, and you're just going to yourself, what a shame. You know?
I know. And see, the thing with these young, well, I keep saying young lads, a few of them are older than me and whatever, but these guys in the Green Brigade, they've made a decision, right, and people might not agree with it, but it's came to a point that they had to do something and then to raise awareness for this, because see, at the end of the day, the way it's going with these police charges against them and that, none of them are watching Celtic soon anyway, because I think half of them were up in charges, and once you're up my charge, Celtic ban you for the stadium, whether you're innocent or guilty, until it comes to court or whatever. And obviously they were all thrown out, so they would eventually get back into the games. But as it stands at the minute, if they do nothing, they're going to be denied going to watch the team that they love and but they put so much effort into going to support. So I fully support the guys anyway. So and we're all the same in this show. But the internet probably creates a false environment, you know, because you've got loads of guys that don't even go to the games that are voicing their tuppence worth, you know, and they've no interest in going to the games.
Yeah.
You know, so what do we really worry about them for?
That's the thing that you people try to tell people how they should behave who don't even go or anything like that. It doesn't get wrong, of course everybody's entitled to an opinion. And I'm not saying, and I know that's going to be people overseas saying, oh, suddenly my opinion doesn't count.
No,
to somebody going to the game who was at that game, we'll probably turn around and say, no, your opinion doesn't count to me, I couldn't care less what you think. Sorry, I just had to run in there, I got a phone call, I've got a leak, I nearly blew the house up last night, I put a light on, the light fitting's all black, and I've got puddles of water, and it's a disaster.
And then it just shows you're committed to the cause, mate, you're sitting in here.
Mm-hmm. I have to run out and answer the plumber there,
Committed to the cause or absolutely off your rocker, one of the two.
Pizza's burnt everywhere, man. I'm running about.
If we hear a bang, it'll be like one of your naked window sketches.
Tommy Cooper moment died on the show.
Harper with the hair all sticking up, the big black face.
We have to get him on video call.
What about Saturday? What about Joe? We just cover Saturday quick.
Saturday coming?
No, Saturday past the one game you were at. You and Harper, give us your opinion.
poor. It was good. It was good to be there. Good to see the team and stuff, but it was poor. And see the last third. Some of the crossing was absolutely. It was worse than Sunday League.
Aye.
I mean, like it was Tony Watt had a cross. I don't know where it was going.
Aye, it's still travelling. You know, he got the hook in 65 minutes for Paddy, and then nobody even gave Paddy the ball. But when he got on the ball, I thought it was not too bad. I thought the last 15 minutes we deserved an equaliser.
Yeah.
I was choking for Paddy to change the game just so Joe would actually just burst into tears.
I was there, Harper, and I was cheering Paddy on because that's
I know it was sticking in your throat. I was loving every minute.
He was out there on the park, so he deserves my support. You know what I mean?
No, to be honest, although he wasn't brilliant, I thought McCall he made a few chances, and Scott Brown as well lifted the tempo a wee bit when Scott Brown came on. But it was so flat, man. And I listened to the Lost Boys podcast there, coming home from work, and Chris was right. He says the fans were as bad as the players. The fans were flat, the players were flat, and it's a collective thing. Because if you look at Celtic recently, and we only play because people used to say Lennon couldn't win big games. It's not like that's the only ones they couldn't win, because it seems that we can only turn it on when there's a big atmosphere. So they're only young guys, and we talk about that all the time. But I know they're getting paid a hell of a lot of money. But we need to do our part as well. Like, do you know what I mean? And if we've got to take some responsibility, I suppose.
Aye, it's a fair point. But you're overboard on Saturday. I think Celtic didn't deserve to lose the game. You know, I don't think there was any way Inverness deserved to win, but they did win, so fair enough. Give them plaudits for that. But we deserved a draw. You know, we weren't as bad as we deserved, slaughtered sort of thing. Yeah. But so after that, and all the sweetie wives threw their rattle at the pram. Then last night, what did you think of last night?
I thought it was brilliant. Brilliant. Thought it was a real intensity and a real pace about the play with the real hunger. It looked like a really good response, you know. So it was great to watch. But what's going on there? Who is that?
What?
Somebody playing the drums?
Well, it's always to the guy that says what?
I was just scrolling up the chat room.
Jesus Christ.
See what I missed when I was out answering the plumber.
No, but last night was great to watch. I thought they played really, really well. Scott Brown, I don't think, obviously he's not playing at full capacity, but even when he is out there, like, and you're hoping to get time with him, I think he just looks like he's waning and waning and waning, but he's still going out there and giving everything he's got, which is...
I completely disagree with that. I thought Scott Brown, as I said, he lifted the tempo of the game on Saturday. So
I was just about to make that point, Harper, at the end of my point, but sure, you can cut across me all you want.
Right, well, whenever you say I'm stupid, I'll just cut right in.
Christ. I said, even though he's out there giving it a zaw and he's playing at high intensity, he just looks like he's waning, I think, a wee bit.
Oh, that's what you said, and that's wrong, because he wasn't waning. He came on and lifted the tempo of the game. So how could he be waning when he just come off the bench?
No, I'm saying he looks like he's waning.
Bit
by bit.
No, he didn't.
So I'm wrong.
Right.
So he doesn't look like he's tired.
Saturday, didn't know when he just come off the bench. How can
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, look, the player overall. I'm not talking about last night. I'm just saying when I see him now, he looks like he's winning. Right? I am wrong. Jason, Parrot, you can give me your opinion, because Harper's just going to tell us all we're wrong tonight.
I thought it was an inspired substitution last night to bring Scott Brown on the pitch, because obviously with his old Tibbs career, the few jambles that were left in the stadium don't like him, so, and it gives the Celtic players as a captain, let's keep it going and keep it busy. And I'll agree with you in the sense where obviously he's no the Scott Brown that can run 90 minutes anymore. So if Neil Lennon's keeping him fit for the Moscow game, and then whatever's decided by the medical team, as I say, I come on here, I'm just cash and carry. I've not got a clue about football. I just enjoy watching the team. If everybody's happy, I'm happy to see Scott Brown on the pitch, and he done more than enough. I think the difference last night which was refreshing, is we weren't getting pushed off the ball for a change.
See, just what you're saying there, Stephen, right? Does anybody really, right, anybody in their right mind, right, these people who were complaining that Scott Brown shouldn't have been playing last night, right, does anybody in their right mind think 3-0 up against Hearts that Celtic medical staff and Neil Lennon are going to send Scott Brown out there?
Aye, if he's in
I know. What I mean, what are you insane?
I know.
I just don't understand this thinking, like, at all.
See last night, see me watching the game, I mean, there was some weird stats come up at the end. Like, Hearts had 6 corners to our 0, and Hearts had 9 shots at goal. We'd 9 shots at goal. So that's telling you it was they were in the game. They were more than in the game, right? But I just thought we were lethal, and I just thought Celtics when they turned the screw, they were lethal. You know, the way we attacked as a team, and we sort of defended as a team. But the guys I'd like to single out, obviously, the Great Wall.
No Passaran.
No Passaran.
Can we go ahead and say that he's probably one of the best goalkeepers we've seen at Celtic?
Right. Oh, that
Easy.
last night, see that double save in the first half, then the penalty save.
Unbelievable.
I mean, that was a cracking hit penalty.
Aye, and do you know what, Jason? Right, see, the boys, the Lost Boys, said this as well. Everybody knew he was going to save it. Everybody knew he was going to save it. And see that prick Zayukas. Did you see him about 10 minutes before trying to get the singing and all that? And I thought, I love it when you miss this penalty, you ball bag. Loved every second of that.
And your big man Lassad looks a player, didn't he?
Oh, he looked really good last night.
His first touch when he passes inside. That one touch football, the pass in the first half, he was brilliant at that. Sometimes we were a wee bit off him. He was too fast for some of the players at times, but he looks a player, man.
Even his finish is brilliant. Like.
I know.
That's a very difficult skill.
And see, for me, how good's that Lustig, by the way?
He's fantastic too.
He's totally... I was a bit worried about him at the start, but he's Mr. Consistency, isn't he? He hardly puts a foot wrong. So hopefully that's straight when he limped off for Matthews in about the 60-odd minute. Hopefully there's nothing too much in that.
Jason, do you not think the thing with Lustig when he first came though, and I'm pretty sure he arrived injured, right? And it took him ages to get match fit because he had no pre-season or something, but I think he came to us in January. I remember he made his debut at Pataudry, was it? Blackman played that day as well in his debut. And he just looked so unfit. And I think people were too quick to judge him on the fact that he just hadn't had enough games. Do you know that way?
Aye.
It took him to get a wee run in the team to show what he really could do. Because, I mean, I know me and Paul have been having a laugh about it, and that's it. We said right away, but I did definitely see there was a good player in there. He just lacked confidence and fitness, I think. Do you not think we're just a wee bit too quick as Celtic fans these days to just snap judgment on things?
Yep, absolutely. And the one that even goes by as well, see your Bangura, I don't really think, I was a bit quick to judge him as well, but he probably didn't get much of a chance because the goals he's battering in now for that Stockholm mob. I mean, see if somebody doesn't get a season. Mind big Paul Elliott, his first season with us wasn't great. You know, there Kelvin Wilson, with him sold in the summer.
I didn't even know he signed Fraser Foster.
No, I mean, there you go. I mean, I think I was definitely one of mistake because I seen quite a bit of him last season, and I thought it was a bit. It's the season before, and so it was last season, his second season with us. Aye, it was the first season. He wasn't any great shakes, but fair play to that Stevie Woods. He's obviously done some amount of work with him, and he's turned him into potentially our biggest asset, even bigger than Wanyama. So we're looking for 30 million for Fraser Foster.
It was good to see all the backroom staff patting Stevie Woods in the back when the penalty was saved. See that on the TV? It was brilliant.
I thought it was good. The Wigan fans last night chanting to the Man City keeper, "You're just a shite Fraser Foster." You're looking at it in the English game now. The fact that there's Alan Pardew, who I didn't mind as a coach when he was at West Ham. Southampton wasn't impressed with him. But you look at him now at Newcastle. He's went for a very arrogant guy to basically his team's in the slide. His two most influential players are injured, and the Newcastle fans are probably going. They laughed when they get £2 million for Foster, saying, "Oh, he's away to public." Look at him now, shutting out guys like Messi, and they're sliding down the league.
Yeah, brilliant. Chris Commons, since Sixtus just mentioned there in the chat room, Chris Commons, he's looking like he's really going to hit peak this season. I think. I mean, last night he was brilliant. That cross for Lassad's goal was fantastic.
He played a couple of maybe not too great games, the last few, but I thought last night he was excellent. I think Gary Hooper as well, he was coming in for a bit of stick, but he's top draw. And then right at the end, the way he dug that away, it was a great ball in, but the way he finished that was class. He has a class player.
Joe, I don't know why I keep stealing stuff from the Lost Boys podcast, but Chris, this came up in their podcast as well, obviously, right, about Hooper. He's still their top goal scorer with 11 goals. So, I mean, people are going on about him as if he's never scored this season.
Yeah.
He's not been playing great, but he's still scored 11 goals. Like.
His overall record, 60-odd and 90-odd games. Something like that, is that right?
I think the problem with Hooper is, right, and we said it Joe loads last season, Hooper really plays his best football when he's playing right off another striker. When Stokes and him had that great run together, Hooper played his best football at that time, and I think he really needs to be in a partnership. see this coming, drop back deep and all that kind of stuff. It just doesn't suit Hooper's game. He's a penalty box striker. If he gets the service, he'll get the goals. Like, do you know what I mean? But he really needs that guy to play off, to play in a close vicinity to him, like as a strike partner, in my opinion. Like.
But see, overall, I know you guys probably, I don't know if you'd have got the same ESPN feed, Davey and Joe, but Jason, how smug was it to see that cash and carry Jamie Redknapp at Craigan sitting in the studio in it because he still thinks he's match fit in that horrible suit, and then you've got Gordon.
Has he dyed his hair? Has he dyed his hair?
Dyed everything. Then you've got Gordon Strachan sitting with a grand's worth of Almani, and then Craigan's just sitting there and Strachan saying, "Oh, I remember I had Alex Ferguson standing behind me," and Craigan's sitting there. He played for Partick Thistle in Motherwell. No disrespect to the guy, but what's he doing on the telly commentating?
That's true. Liam Powers joined us. Liam, you there?
How you doing, boys?
You alright, Liam?
All right, mate.
Yeah, how's it going?
Gone good, mate.
I just thought I'd join you for a change, as I got a free night to myself.
Did you enjoy?
Good
man. First time caller. What's your point, caller?
No, he's been on before.
Second time.
Second time.
Did you enjoy the game last night, Liam?
I did. I missed the start of the show, guys, but I just wanted to make a quick point. I don't know if you've covered it already, so apologies if you have. But it was interesting that we lined up last night with 8 6-foot-plus players on the park. Obviously, knowing what to expect against a team like Hearts. We were a big physical team out there, but one of the things that's been dead frustrating in the home games is, we've allowed teams to come and kick us off the park time and time again without any kind of, standing up for ourselves or, giving as good as we get. And, we seem to pick up all the easy bookings at home and teams come and kick us apart and get away with it. Whereas last night we stood toe-to-toe with them and we won that battle very, very early on, which made a big difference, I thought, for the game.
Liam, see when you look across that midfield last night, right, and you've got Chris Commons, Wanyama, Kayal, they've just kicked them.
Absolutely.
Kicked back, do you know what I mean? And then you've got Ambrose and Wilson behind them. You're right, it's a very good point, man, because we've spoken to this a lot, how we've let teams bully us in the past. That's really, they guys are real powerhouses. Like they're just going to mess with them. Actually, Liam, what did you think of Kayal last night? Because I thought I was really starting to worry about Kayal if he was going to come back anywhere near what he was. For me, it was kind of last chance saloon for Kayal last night because I think he's been pretty poor. Like you can only go so long getting back into games, but I thought he was pretty good last night.
He's done nothing at all for a while, but he was back to his best last night. He's very energetic, winning the ball, and he can win 2 or 3 tackles consecutively, which a lot of players can't do. They'll win one tackle and the ball will go away, but he's superb at doing that when he's on his form. And last night he was very instrumental, I thought, in that midfield, not with his physical strength, but winning the ball and kind of bursting forward and giving us another option, which we haven't had, certainly in the home games. So I thought he was excellent last night. I was very pleased with him.
And did you all think it was a bit out of order of Chris Commons keeping the ball up a few times and hoofing it up the park instead of getting it back to their rats?
Superb.
I know, get it right up there.
I didn't say at the time how much juggling of the ball he'd done. I just saw that the players weren't too happy with it, and then they showed obviously the replay. I think he took 5 touches before he volleyed it in the air.
Yeah,
absolutely superb. Just one other point on the game, guys, and I know we've talked about Izaguirre plenty of times, and we're desperate to get him back in the team, quite rightly, and what a player he was for us a few seasons back. But I think it was maybe Paul Brennan on CQN has written about this a few times, that for all how good a player Izaguirre is, and how good he was in that Player of the Year season, the amount of goals he scores or the amount of assists he actually makes or creates are very few compared to Charlie Mulgrew anytime he plays at left back or on the left side of the park for us, who almost contributes a goal a game, whether it's scoring himself or creating one out there. And I thought last night he was absolutely fantastic after a few poor games through illness or injury.
That's a fair point, but I don't know. But I never even knew that stat, to be honest with you, Liam. But I just think Mulgrew, he's the best delivery of a dead ball. But is he a good defender? Is he a good left back?
No, not at all, mate. No. I don't think Izaguirre is either in terms of defensive. He's better than Mulgrew, but I don't think he's a great defensive left back. But you think about how many goals or assists that Izagirre has contributed, through the season. I think it's just the fact he can beat so many players and he creates so much across the team, but actual physical assists or goals are very few compared to Mulgrew.
But I think maybe because he's not playing the final ball, but I think he creates havoc. See when he's doubling up that wing, he's pulling defenders all over the place. So when he plays a ball inside, maybe there'll be a goal resulting in that, but he won't get the credit for it.
Yeah,
things like that. But you were sitting with me on Saturday and we spoke about how much we miss James Forrest and Izagirre and stuff like that, guys that are hitting the byline and get the ball in, because that was one of our big downfalls on Saturday against Inverness Cali. The balls we were putting in the box were for dead deep positions. They were just powder puff for their defence. But we sort of didn't get down that road last night, and we sort of went for them round the middle. And
look at the difference in quality of crosses, mate, from Saturday to yesterday. And
I know
2 amazing balls for the 2 goals, and the crosses on Saturday were shockingly bad.
Do you know one thing that Mulgrew does give you though when he's playing left back? He does give you that added height at the back, because there was a couple of times I actually made note of this when I was watching. There was a couple of times, I didn't mean corner kicks because obviously you're a back defender anyway. There was a couple of times Hart swung balls in looking for the man coming in the back post, and Mulgrew was there in his natural position that he was playing that night to head it away. And he does give you that kind of advantage with his height when he's playing. The teams are going to lump it in when they're going to lump it in like that. You know what I mean?
And Lustig as well, the other side. So we had 4 basically centre halves across the back, a bit like the O'Neill days almost. And against Hearts, who are a big physical team, it's a really good tactic away from home against them.
Big Ambrose is a fairly laid back player too, isn't he? Just nothing seems to faze that guy.
I want to go and hang about with him for a night out.
He's on the ganja at half time.
That's going to be one of the quickest ever Celtic defences in history. I can remember the one. There's fantastic pace at the back.
Yeah.
Compared to the Mick McCarthy days, you had to wind him up to get 10 yards out, didn't you? But that Hearts manager, though, he looks like Mr. Garrison for South Park, didn't he? With the original hand.
But it was so pleasing to give them a right pumping last night, because I sort of seen it in the cards. I called 4-0 at work yesterday. I bet Celtic minus 2 goals. But I looked at 4-0 but didn't bear it. But quite a few guys made a few quid last night, and I think big Fraser Foster saved a few guys because a lot of them were on 4-0 and they were gone berserk. And by all accounts, there was a few guys at the game with a tenner on. Lassad first goal, 4-0. So happy days.
That's funny, man. There was a couple of guys at my work as well yesterday was saying, get your money on Celtic to win 4-0. These were just like Irish guys. I mean, they weren't the Celtic fans sort of thing, Just kind of Liverpool man, 4-0 tonight. 2 of them said to me, I couldn't believe it, I've never done it. It's gutted.
Somebody was saying online today that Lassad's 100-1 to be top SPL scorer this season.
I can't see him getting that. I don't know if he'll play enough games.
I think he'll score if he plays, but... See,
there's actually, before I forget, I mean, this is something everybody can come in on there now. Tarbit, and on Twitter, it says, has anyone mentioned the minis diving yet? They just had to fall over with a free kick last night. The referee column was it was just terrible, man.
He was
terrible.
Anytime
a Hearts player went down, it was a free kick, and they were doing some diving.
Do you know, I was following Twitter as the game was on, and everyone was going crazy about Colin, and he was as bad as ever. But I thought he was giving us as many free kicks as he was giving Hearts, and kind of half-hearted free kicks as well, because their fans were going pretty crazy half the time about him too.
I think it was made at the point. I think it was made at the point though they were diving like it was. I mean, it was deliberate cheating.
I think the one he wasn't for giving them the penalty, wasn't he? It was the linesman that actually awarded the penalty. Maybe you wouldn't get a bigger stone wall than that.
Yeah.
But he was playing on, but he's just, I don't know, I'm no one for conspiracy theories, but there is a conspiracy theory with him. There's something there. He's definitely an Uncle Tim.
Aye. He's just, let's be honest, and I've seen him refereeing, I've had the misfortune to see him refereeing against other games I've maybe watched. I've stuck a game on a Sunday when somebody else is playing, and to be honest, he's pretty bad all the time. And this is the guy, as Paul was saying, I think maybe about a month ago, Paul was saying, this is the guy that the Scottish FA, this is the one that they're pushing through the ranks, that's going to be like the guy who represents us in the Champions League or Europa League or whatever. I mean, how is that possible? The guy is so bad.
Was he no Dallas's baby? He was one of the Dallas proteges, wasn't he?
It's just so bad, man. It's got to be actually embarrassing. Like.
But it's one of the things in football refereeing. You're never really going to get ex-players to referee, are you?
Oh, no.
Because especially in this generation, they've made that much money. They're no interested in that hassle. But when they actually see, and see, to be fair, I'm not defending referees, well, I sort of am, but the pressure they're maybe under and the scrutiny they're under with these TV cameras, they've got to make a split-second decision. I mean, would you take their job on?
I would never be a referee.
I'd take their job on, like, and
That's, you know why? Because you like arguing with people.
I'll tell you, all the Celtic fans would love me.
No, I'm good friends with a Grade 1 referee, and I've had discussions with him. I mean, you've probably all been to. They get more aggro at a Scottish junior game where there's no police or anything unless it's Ayrshire games, But you've got to look at the competence. I mean, that guy, I believe, is Mr. Collins involved in the education industry. I mean, would you like him marking your way in school books, let alone reffing a game, as you say, Davey? I mean, it's total chaos. I mean, I know it highlighted in Paul's book about that they've got an agenda against us, but the bigger picture's got to be, you look at how poorly the Scottish team is and how badly, apart from Celtic, obviously, recently, we are in Europe. This whole pattern visage that Scottish football matters, we're sliding as a nation down the food chain. I mean, our referees in 5 years will have as much credibility as somebody for the Luxembourg League.
See, I think I've mentioned this before, but your man, that Charlie Smith, the linesman, and he's always SPL. It's always an SPL game. He's a linesman. You see him at Celtic Park all the time. He looks like that cross between Roland Rat and the Penfold, the Danger Mouse, right? Aye. He was my supervisor. I worked with him for 2 years, and he was a Rangers season ticket holder when he was younger. Right? He would tell you that, but I tell you, he wasn't mad at the Rangers. I think he was just, when he was younger, his dad just taking that bar, but it doesn't matter anyway. But he had, see, when I first got, I couldn't believe he was like a Grade 1 linesman, if that's what you call. He had the thickest glasses you'd ever seen in your life. They had the proper, like, milk bottom glasses. That's like, you're not really a linesman, you're winding me up. And I couldn't believe it. The next game, I think it was Celtic Aberdeen or something, he come running it. Sure enough, there he was in, I was at the game and that, and he's still one of the top linesmen in the country, and his blinds are up.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Brilliant. Sponsored by Specsavers. There was never anything better than that.
It's like a sketch from the Fast Show, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
What about Liam? What about Fletch was reminding us about the guy we're going through the airport. At the airport in Lisbon last Wednesday. And somebody was on about somebody was missing a flight, and the guy started to think, he says, "Look, Kenny," he says, "I miss about 100 flights a year." That was a statement he made to you last night. The guy misses 100 flights a year. So there's actually a Celtic fan out there that misses one flight every 3.65 days. How's that possible? Unless you're a very bad pilot.
100 flights a year.
I miss 100 flights a year. Talk about over-egging a point.
Brilliant. 100 flights a year.
That was a trip, wasn't it, Liam? It was somewhere.
Some amount of characters on that trip. I think most of them from Wishaw as well, mate.
Stadio Nacional's a couple of legends. One of them, Perry Daly, just sitting in the dugout with a pair of shades on, with a carry out in the dugout in Lisbon, just saying, "It doesn't get any better than this, does it?"
It's so funny.
Jason, Big Jerry on the Lost Boys podcast was saying the day he was talking about you, he didn't realise you were for Wishaw. And whenever he's home, he drinks in the Keys. So he says next time he's back, he's going to look you up and get a pint with you, Big Jerry, aye?
Aye, excellent.
That's his local. That's whenever he comes back, that's where he goes straight for there for the pint.
Right.
So
excellent.
He's going to look you up the next time he's back.
Good stuff. So did they have a podcast out today?
I went up this afternoon. I also got the way back from work. It's very good. It's very funny. Quite good, though.
Good stuff. So what's for the? But you going on Saturday, Liam?
No, mate. No, not on Saturday.
Got
the kids all day.
So
you going, Stephen?
No, I think Jim, hopefully for Celtic Graves, is going to be doing something in St Peters and Dalbeef. Jason, I'm going to go to that. No, I'm still out in protest with the Lawn 1-1, mate. The Parrots having a dirty protest. I'm not going near it until the Troops go back.
Aye, in solidarity with the GB.
Aye,
how many people do you know that, like, personally, that you know? It didn't just mean people that were saying on Twitter, I'm not gone because the Green Brigade are not going on. How many do you actually know people who purposely didn't go on Saturday because joining the boycott?
Well, there was a good thing somebody put on Twitter. The fact that I gave my ticket away, which I'd already paid for the Inverness game. I mean, I'm just a daft scaffer. I've never getting that many games. I've been lucky this season. I can afford to do it. My mate, as they working, couldn't afford to go, and he got my ticket. There was somebody on the seat. It was just my personal choice. They're just fans to me. I'd like to think, if I said in other shows, if Harper and Joe had come over and Joe was really drunk and got arrested and was thrown in the jail, the next week the Green Brigade would have a banner up with his name on it to get him out. They're just fans to me. Whatever the politics is or whatever, it's 2 games for me, and it's the same as the Kilmarnock game next week. I believe the association says for no folk go down. We're the most powerful force in Scottish football. No questions asked now. No trailer crash over and govern sort of time. It's time that we put our foot down in all aspects, whether it be the media, the policing. They should be coming to us. We're paying all their wages, and we should be getting a bit more respect than we are.
Yeah. Jason, what about you? Do you know anybody, any boys you talked to that didn't go over?
The only guys I know that didn't go was some of the Green Brigade. But no, I didn't know any that didn't go.
See, when I was in the London Road Tavern before the game, I think I was 20, 25 minutes late in getting in because I had to drag Rennick out the public. And half the boys I used to go on the bus with were all in there still, saying, we're not going, we're joining the boycott. But in my opinion, that was just an excuse.
Aye, that's exactly what it is. They weren't doing anything constructive with their boycott. They were just sitting there getting pissed. So, I don't think that classes exactly as a boycott. But,
I was making pieces and listening to The Wanted with my niece for the book launch, so I did something considerable.
How many... But the big silver things, how many big silver plates did you actually have with you? There was some amount of them.
I had about 6. I had to go down to Rubberglen to buy some more, mate. I'm at Total Cash and Carry Cafe. I'd done most of my prep the night before. No, I worked at about 22 loaves worth. And the Portuguese Charlie Greens, which were chili Yorkshire puddings.
The Portuguese Oh, man, it was some spread you put out there, mate.
Obviously.
Yeah. Bill wee squeege, who's that there? Is that we get a female company?
Where?
Is that? I thought I heard some.
No, that was me. I was burping, I think.
I actually got offered to do somebody's wedding next year, and I said, you can't love her, mate, if you want me to do your weddings. Man, it's just getting a party to your grab that one, didn't you?
Oh, here, listen, we forgot to mention the star of the show, Jason.
Paul?
Oh.
Who?
Oh, come on, Jason. Who's the star of the show? The opener of the night.
Oh, me?
Aye.
Sure, I forgot.
I thought we weren't going to get him doing at one point. You really meant to sing 2 songs.
But I forgot half of one of them, so I had to make up for it.
That was excellent, mate. You were brilliant.
Oh, it was good crack now. The lads
were select songs then come in with something inside so strong.
That was good fun now.
It was excellent.
Good
Best
response.
in the order as well.
People
say to me, who's the boy in the chords?
Aye. I seen a few lassies in the crowd going weak at the knees when Joe was up there.
What can I say? You know what I mean?
There was a few sweaty brows.
People were holding up cameras and stuff. I felt like Jay-Z. It was amazing.
It's a shame they never saw him getting sick in the toll booth earlier in the day. They might have had a different opinion.
Actually, they probably see me getting sick outside the social later on. And they probably might have seen me running to the bathroom getting sick. I don't know. I think there's something wrong with my stomach.
And you were sick in your hat as well.
That's right, I was sick in my hat as well. I had to leave that in the toilet. There's something wrong with me. I think it's the fact that I got pished on Friday night, missed the bus, woke up with enough time to get dressed, got in a taxi, and then I was still half drunk going to the airport. That's when I found Harper walking in front of me, and I ran up behind him and yelled, "Hey!" I was still half pissed.
You was drinking the drinks. The first thing I got the plane was a bottle of red wine. I just thought, this guy been any good. Tell you, Jason, I felt these 3 boys nearly missed the flight. Rachel,
they were the last ones on the plane.
3 boys with swords, and we were talking to them in that press week. We get the training, and the boys were all excited. Oh, it's going to be amazing today and all that. Boys, this is my first. It was the boys' first game, Joe.
Oh, it was first game.
There's no Green Brigade today and that. Like, it's not going to be quite. It's going to be. I felt quite sorry for the boy. Like.
I was talking to them in the Prestwick airport on the way back.
I seen you. I couldn't face talking to anybody.
I know you're terrible. I was over. I says that was some crack, wasn't it? And he goes, "Oh Jesus, man, that was brutal." I said, "Oh, I know." And he goes, "We went to see the Wolf told you say, but that was a bit of crack at least, you know." So I think they had a good sort of. So I think that a bit of crack. You know?
So tell the guys the night was drawn to a close, and Saturday night, so I was getting a lift home from my big mate and his girlfriend. She came in to pick him up. So I got a lift home there. So as I was leaving, I says to Joan Harper, I says, "You're invited to my casa tomorrow. Me and the wife will get the Sunday roast on. And he's invited all the trimmings, come to my bit, get a few beers, phoned them in the morning a couple of times, get them up. Joe, you take the story away for here, what happened next."
Well, I seen a missed call on the phone. It's Jason, and I'd remembered. I said, "Oh, Jason, I'm going to go to Jason's house." So I think Harper was getting out of the shower, and you can imagine what kind of visual you're getting right now. And I says, "We going to Jason's house?" And he goes, "No." I says, "Well, the dinner's on, like." And I've been texting you saying, like, "Oh, he might not make it, he might not make it." But he was adamant he wasn't going to go. So I had to tell him, like, you know, that I had to tell Jason, "I'm very sorry about this, but we can't come to your house."
You can't say to me, I think Jason sounds really caught up in all that stuff. I says, I couldn't care less. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you now. I couldn't care less. I says, can you imagine if it was all the way around? Jason would be lying somewhere in his own piss and vomit and wouldn't even be able to get in contact with him.
Oh, come on now, you're painting a bad picture there now.
I was telling him, I says, his wife feels slighted, his wains are crying. You know what I mean? Right. Uncle Harper's standing him up.
Uncle Harper.
To be honest, even by that stage, I didn't even want to go for a drink. I wanted to go to the airport and just lie and sleep in the airport for 8 hours. He demanded we go to the toll booth for 1. We were in 3 pints and I was drinking his pints. Hopeless, yes.
Harper, but the thing is, the reason I want to go to toll booth is because there's other people in the toll booth I could potentially talk to.
I saw that. Airport. I was the Santa Dash, he was great crack. He's in the toilet jamming, supposedly he's up his ass. The boy's got problems. I wonder if there's still coming out vomit, his thing hangs up his ass, he's going to come out the other way. Jesus Christ, man.
I'll tell you what, do you remember that old one? I was sitting on a stool, right? Obviously, I was wearing my jeans and I was sitting on a stool. And my arse must have been showing or something, you know. It was a toll booth. Nobody gives a shit.
Jesus.
And this.
There was a bum sticking to big torpedo, big wax torpedo.
But this old one comes up and just jams her finger in the crack and goes, "You want to pull your jeans up?"
The chocolate.
I turn around and I says to her, that's where you put your money and I'll do a wee dance. And then she proceeded to talk to us for the next 20 minutes about how she was doing the marathon. That place was full of strange.
Marathon. It turned out she was doing a Santa Dash. This was her 72nd medal. We're all a wee bit touched in there. Like.
She told me she'd done marathons everywhere all around the world. Like.
That's a great pub.
That's a great pub. Like.
That's right, pub.
You're never going to be bored. Like.
Did you go to the Empire across the road? That's where I usually go in for a mellow bubs.
The bucket.
Great boozer.
I know. I was in there one Saturday night after the game. We'd went a wee pub crawled in the Gallagher. We were in there one Saturday night, and it was about 10:30, and a guy comes in selling a teak table. 10:30 on a Saturday night. Everybody's getting ready to go to the dancing. He's trying to sell a table for 40 quid. I mean, we can't do with a table at 10:30 on a Saturday night and go to the dancing.
Play poker? I don't know.
You're queuing up. Say the boys, can you watch out for us? Just go right off a guy in the Empire. A teak table, 40 quid.
I was in Bears one day and this boy came in and said we're looking for a ham end. I said, "What? I've got a ham end." And he owned his jacket and it was like one of the things where the boys got all the watches hanging inside his jacket. They were still on the hook and stole off the butcher's van, a ham end hanging for the Oxter inside his jacket, And you're saying to yourself, so what am I going to do? Just hang off Oxter inside my jacket like the rest of the day? Do you know what I mean?
It's what you said, you said earlier on, Davey, about the reputation Celtic fans have got. You imagine some poor Japanese tourists flying in saying this is the friendliest city in the world and get into beds before the game or after the game. You know, it's like a Fenian Star Wars bar, the very folk you get in there, isn't it? I mean, I was in with my brother, Folk Paul, and my respective partners at the time, and we were walking through the Gala Gate on a Monday afternoon, and they went, can we go in for a drink? You know, well, if he's one, I says, but listen, this is like sort of a blokes pub. You know, I know ladies use it, etc. So we're in on the Monday afternoon, and there was 3 old guys and a dog sitting, and the 2 lassies, their bum cheeks didn't even hit the sticky seats. They just had their bottle of beer, and the Budweiser was at room temperature. I may add, and they decided they were wanting away. So I gave my partner £20 for whatever. I'd say we'd catch them up. Just as we were walking out the pub, 3 old guys turned and went, "All right, lads, where's the talent gone?" They were like fucking roadrunner down the London Road. Never been seen in there again.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can't beat it. There's some sights in that Gallagher. It's magic.
That's what I love about it, though. See, going into that Five Ways place.
Joe, you were one of the sites of Saturday, Sunday. What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
You were one of the sites. Vomiting. What do you mean Saturday after everybody's standing there? You're just standing casually vomiting into the corner, standing up, behind it, just vomiting and turning around and I'm all right. Like that's what site hold it 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Where was your after show on Saturday after the do then? Did you head in with Simmy and Michelle somewhere exotic in the Merchant City?
Well, we all ended up back in the hotel bar.
At the hotel.
As you do.
Just sitting there, drinking. 25 pound for a round. I was like, Jesus Christ.
So was there a load?
That's why we were back. That's why we were back in the toll booth on Sunday.
Was there a load for the book lodge staying in the hotel?
No.
No, nice so.
Huh?
I think there was, Jace. I think they stayed up at the top of London Road. I think Simmy and Paul and a few others, but I think Joe and Harper were back in the town, weren't they?
Oh, they were probably in the Premier Inn, were they? Because we tried to get a room in there, it was booked out. So
that's right.
We couldn't get in.
So when's the next book launch? March or something, is it?
Is it?
He's probably got another one next week.
No, his next book's March or something, is it? The non-Celtic book, I think. The novel, is it?
Oh, The Last Pearl Diver.
Yeah.
I don't know when he's having that.
I thought he was rattling out one a week.
He did say March online.
He really is, isn't he? You know.
Nice.
I've got a wedding here on Paddy's weekend, so we can't have it then.
I think what we need to do the next time is I know Paul's book launches are excellent, and it's like but we should do a wee Hail Media night.
Yeah,
because there's enough podcasts on the airwaves now that we can. They can take a couple of tables or something like that.
A bunch of fellas interviewing each other.
The HomeBhoys Christmas parties here in Drogheda in the hotel next door. Is coming, like.
Is that an exclusive, or is this a one-man Christmas party?
No, you're coming, you know.
I'm invited now. You haven't invited
I thought you'd be in entertainment.
No, not a chance. Speaking of March,
the guys for the temporary stand, like Scott, obviously he was there. I'm sure they could get a few. And the guys
the temporary stand guys love seeing Drogheda.
Right.
That's right. We met him
so
at night.
So he does.
Richie.
That's right.
Did we get chopped up in Belfast?
I think we should just go back to Belfast.
I think so too.
Aye, I'll go for that.
That would do me for the next get together.
I can go back and sleep on Sam's fireplace.
Aye. And sing songs and everybody starts cracking it up.
Give that boy a CD. There's no point in going into private jokes like on a show that people are listening to.
I know.
So listen, is that? I know we're only around 10 minutes, but we kind of covered that.
They get nobody's phoning in because it's a Thursday night.
We have to look ahead to our Broth and Spartak.
So what do we reckon the team will play? Because I listened to him on Radio Scotland after the game last night, and he alluded to he'll give a few reps, but he's going to play a quite strong team against Arbroath. So what's our views? Do we think we should rest a lot of them, or should we keep a few of them in?
Do you know what I would do, Jason? Realistically, I would kind of. It's going to sound really stupid because I've not even thought about it. I probably didn't even agree with myself. But maybe leave it down to some of the players to say, look, do you think you would benefit to a wee day off here? Do you know what I mean? Let somebody else come in and have a go. Or I mean, what do you think about that? Like, I know all players always want to play, like, so I don't know, like, but if there's anybody like carrying a wee niggling injury or that, they're definitely not going to play. Anybody who's got any sort of ailment shouldn't be playing. Full stop. Scott Brown, I can understand he'll maybe get a wee run at. If the thing with Scott Brown is to keep him loose, you know, that way to give him a wee half hour here or there, just to keep that ticking out. I think that, to me, that sounds probably more what that is, the situation with Scott Brown, is to keep that injury ticking out, because he probably just stiffens up when he's not playing with that kind of thing, like, do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if Scott Brown actually plays at the weekend, but nah, Jason, you're right, I'd love to see Dylan Tony Watts certainly to start the game.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Dylan McGeoch start the game. Actually, that was something, I didn't want to go all the way back to the Inverness game, but even to me, as big a fan of Paddy as I is, I was saying to Joe at the game, I'd rather McGeoch came on. I think I said to you, Liam.
Aye, no, you said to me, aye.
Just fancy someone a wee bit more direct. So I'd like to see Dylan McGeoch get a start, and a couple of other younger boys, definitely, man. We said at the start of the season, these are the games these boys get their chance. So I hope they do it.
So that diagnosis of Scott Brown there, are you trying to take over for Quincy in the TikTok show? It's Hail Media's resident quack.
Actually, not a lot of people know this, but I've actually got a condition called menageria parasthetica, right? Which is a degenerative thing in my hip.
Alright, so that's what Scott Brown's got?
No, but it's in his hip. So
Alright, so debate he's got something with your hip.
Aye, but what happens is mine's is alright when I'm on the move, and it's when I'm sitting still and all that, and it starts to get sore like so. Yeah.
Alright, so somebody with one eye's got the same problem as somebody with long sightedness.
I actually just got my eyes tested last week. I've got a very funny condition. I've not got long sight. I've not got short sight. I've got something in the middle where my eye doesn't focus right.
You've got that. You've got designer eye problems, have you?
Freaky white eyes.
Creaky white eyes.
It's starting to get smart now because you're on the other side of the illusion.
Oh, big fella, don't be like that. I was one of the few sticking up for your club. I'm sorry.
You should see it in the cash and carry that morning.
Can I just say though, one of the boys came up to us, Nakamura or something, for the Twitter come up to us when I was doing the buffet and serving the poor and starving Bampots, and he let me know that he was involved with a First Division team youth policy, and he was saying that the lad Calvin Miller I mentioned from Casimil is probably going to be my best upcoming player since in 20 years.
Right.
He was saying he came up to us and said about it. So the only other cash and carry rumour stuff I've got is the boy Andy Scottson put on Twitter today that the fact that a 10-year survey's now has just been completed on both the Daily Record and the Sunday Mail, and both of their sales are down 53%.
Good.
There you go.
Who's got the?
Who's got a mic?
It's me. Hold on.
Oh, it's that full. That's that. Get that.
Chapel's finest coming on here.
Caramel cake kids.
Caramel cake.
Hey, hold on. I don't even know what I'm looking for here.
Turn down the sound on Spreaker.
Just turn the speaker off.
If we get one of the delays, if we start swearing, we can cut it out and stuff like that.
No. No.
Just turn the speaker off.
That's twice you've been told now.
I'm trying. Just a fucking minute here.
Like your talk to us through Skype, no Spreaker, so just press the X button in Spreaker and talk away.
Hold on.
It's not like this is the first time you've called in or anything.
We're in.
Oh, I can still hear it.
Oh, Polly.
Shut off the internet.
Shut off the internet. Throw your computer out the window.
He's a minute, man. You're putting me under pressure here.
It's a minute. There's good people listening back to this in a podcast the last 5 minutes. On.
I turned down 20 minutes.
I'll hang up the route and sort it out.
Right.
Absolute disaster.
All you've got to do is switch speaker off.
He's gone. We should get like lounge music to play in the background for awkward moments.
See, just to explain that to anybody, right? If you see when you Skype in, you can turn your whole speaker off and just listen to us through Skype. That's what you have to do, in fact. Yeah. You don't even just have to mute it. Just switch speaker off, and you can always switch it back on once you're finished talking. You know what I mean?
I don't know if he's going to get a time to phone in. I mean, I know you guys are all busy working and stuff. Tommy, the taxi driver, had an interview with Alex McLeish last week. It's 20 minutes
You
long.
can't call it night. I've got my bed to get to.
But he's recorded today. He put out a little sample earlier on. MD listening into this can listen. He's recorded an interview with David Lowe, who is obviously the man who helped get the Fergus McCann chair lodge going. And he's got about an hour and a half of that, and he's got about an hour and a half of an interview with Matt McGlone. And what he's going to do is, I was talking to him about it last night. He's going to obviously. He'll know, hopefully, you guys will be on at 7:30. He's going to try and go up against Radio Clyde this week. So, from Monday to next Friday, he's going to do a show between 6:15 and 7:15, and then leading into you guys, just to try and start Clyde off once and for all.
Well, we've had one call tonight, so I can't see we're not doing too good tonight, I don't think.
Hey, you're back.
I'm back. Are we all right now?
Yes.
I'm okay, kids back.
So what did you do? How did you sort the problem?
I turned off Spreaker. Just thought it was
There's a man that can't multitask.
Oh, okay, well, but I just wanted to call in to say it was brilliant to beat these on Saturday night and all that. Obviously, I'd met the Barrett and Paul before the last one. It was good to meet. I met Jason, but only briefly. But it was good to meet Harper and Joe. But just wanted to get in a few things that we've been speaking about tonight, about the boycotts and the Green Brigades and the football and all the rest of it. But I'm the same as a Barrett. I'm behind them 100%. And what Harper was saying about last night on Twitter and all these Celtic supporters going on about it. They're all doctors and fucking managers and all the rest. It's crazy.
The accountant's a favourite.
It's mental. So it just, as Harper was saying, it puts you right off it. Obviously, you've got to just take it with a pinch of salt, but sometimes it does your boxing. People really need to realise what they're doing, you know what I mean, and open their eyes to things.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, it's
this whole thing that if you didn't think there's a bigger picture here going on with the police than just the Green Brigade, you need to open your eyes. Basically, just what you said there. You need to open your eyes. This isn't just a thing targeting the Green Brigade, and you've got the entire away support getting filmed at games and all stuff like that. So people need to really wake their eyes up to that. Like, this is all about police and their funding for this bill, and they've got to prove that they're doing things for this bill, and they've got to get that funding again next year. And it's all that kind of stuff that's all coming into play, and people really need to wake up to that. Like,
the way I see it, Harper, is it might be the boys and lasses in 1-1-1 the day. But see, tomorrow it could be any one of us.
Right.
I've been to away games this season, and we're getting searched, we're getting video camera and all that. I'm taking a 5-year-old, 6-year-old boy with me. Mm. I mean, it's just ridiculous, just because you're a Celtic supporter.
Right. No, it's gone beyond the pale, and it's ruining. It will eventually ruin it. It will put people off. So, I mean, there will be people kind of wavering things. They've not got a lot of money. They're bothered going, well, I get a ticket for this week. And because people are finding it hard, right? And then you've got these heavy-handed police and stewards coming in. And people there will be people who just say, I've had enough. Forget it.
I took today, Harper, saying, do you remember going to football used to be fun?
Aye.
Can you remember it because it was that long ago?
Aye. But you could just go and, I know the world's a different place and cultures are different, and you can't political correctness and all this kind of stuff, and you can't have a laugh at that anymore. But I don't know, it just seems to be going so far another direction. Like, as I say, it's like going to the cinema, going to watch the football, and it's just, I don't know, it's ruining it.
Somebody made a good point as well. I'd never thought about. I can't remember where it was made or whatever. But see these police, see their budget and stuff like that. They'll have a big shortfall because there's no old firm games now. So that was 4 old firm games a season. They must have been bringing in some amount of money, because obviously they were getting paid for the amount of coppers that were going on the beat and whatever. The football clubs, Celtic and Sevco, were paying them or whatever. So now, I don't know the ins and outs. I take it that's a big...
They were getting double time, Jason, double time in a day in lieu for these games.
Aye, so, but I mean, to the Strathclyde Police's budget, that'd have been a hefty fee. So they need to make up that shortfall somewhere. So do you think they're trying to... I don't know. Is that just the way?
Jason, they've got to. The SNP have got this bill in, right, and they've got to work. I mean, when these politicians bring these things in, they're made to work. The police have been told, you make that work, you get the arrests, you get the figures coming back. I mean, we can't be made to look stupid here. And that's why people are getting arrested. That's why nobody's ever getting done. They only need the arrest, right? It gets flung at the court, but they still got the arrest. That still doesn't go. When it comes to when they look at how many people were facts and figures, right? It's not how many convictions you get. It's how many arrests. Do you know what I mean? So that's how you get these people getting arrested for daft things, get flung in the jail every weekend for flinging a song, then get flung at the court on a Monday. Do you know what I mean? But that's still an arrest. That's still them doing their job. I mean, that's all part of it. Like.
See, in a similar vein as well, and it's slightly off tangent, but remember the Govan Emerald made that statement, and it was sort of slating Celtic about sticking that guy in. So obviously that was proved not to be correct. So I think everybody should apologise to Celtic if anybody was sticking in the neck to them, because the Govan Emerald made an apology, and fair play to them, because obviously the guy for Celtic that was named and whatever had nothing actually to do with this.
Well, that was terrible, to be honest. Like,
it was really,
that was terrible. I didn't like that.
The fact is that the Govan Emerald statement, the original Govan Emerald statement said, I hope this isn't true, and all the rest of it. I mean, they were told...
But they still named the guy.
They've apologised for naming the guy. They shouldn't have done that.
I know.
I think everybody agrees on that.
They shouldn't have done that. But the fact is, tensions are running high with everybody. I mean, it's the same in road bus. We've got a few boys that sit 1-1-1. My nephew at the Aberdeen game was standing outside waiting me and his dad with his season ticket, and he gets searched, and the reason he's like, why are you searching me? You've got a big jacket on.
probably full of Smirnoff Ice, was it?
Well, I'd take a drink in.
There was a guy getting in front of me in Teplice, he had a denim jacket on, he had a full bottle of Smirnoff in his back pocket, his jeans. Trying to get in, he had a denim jacket on. It was about -40.
Was it Shaking Stevens or something?
Great door. The slidey shoes on and everything.
Shaking Stevens.
Before I leave you to it, another wee thing I want to mention is about the Neil Lennon thing and the actual team that was supporting all that. I think the overreaction of people has just been unbelievable.
Oh, I know.
How can people... I mean, obviously I didn't go to the game on Saturday, but they get some guy, some idiot from the main stand come down and shout in the manager's face, and I just can't understand it. I can't understand where these people are coming from. Wanting to slag Lennon, wanting to slag the team. As you say, Jason, earlier on, 2 weeks after the best night I've ever had being a Celtic supporter.
Our lifetime, it's been the best result. And 2 weeks later, they're calling for the manager to be accountable for the rubbish they're paying to watch. You're like, wait a minute here.
The thing is, I mean, at what point did he think to himself, I'm going to do something about this and march down the steps? And at what point do you not think to yourself, this is a shit idea. I shouldn't do this. Make an idiot of yourself. Or people just caught up that much emotionally at a game like that. And the game wasn't even that good. And I don't know. I'm talking pish.
Some people just flip us goes in, just a fuse goes, like, you know what I mean? But I get your point, so like it's a strange one, like, wouldn't be me anyway, do you know what I mean?
No.
But it's like all these guys phoning these radio shows and everything like that. I mean, I'm not listening to them, but by all accounts, the guys at the work are telling me that they're phoning in. It's moan after moan. Are these guys plants or whatever? You know, because they don't. None of my mates are doing any it. You know, none of the guys we know that go to the fit. But you're like, so who are these people?
Hard actors.
As Ali would say.
Who are these people?
But I don't listen to it. Well, see, to be honest with you, sometimes especially if I'm waiting maybe on a Monday night, news coming on, or likes of the night, I'll switch it on where I'm cutting about the kitchen and you hear it, you know, it's just ridiculous. And the people in the panel, they're absolute rubbish, the journalists spout it and all. You know, there must be people sponging that in as if, this is how things are. It's just absolutely unbelievable.
I know.
There was more talent in that book lunchroom on Saturday night in the CSA than there was in the Scottish media. I mean, you'd that young lassie Angela Hargis who was there, you'd Paul knocking the stuff out, you'd Carl Shamrock, you'd all the bloggers. I didn't even know half of the folk were actually there that night till I get home and check Twitter, you know what I mean? And obviously, this show's done by you guys after you came back for no payment or anything like that. hopefully one day, it's just the amount I took 4 lads to Paul's book launch, and they've got iPhones and they've got Spreaker. And as you said on the you said on the Luke Shamrock thing, it's for primarily guys overseas. This, but we've just got to get it through. I'll make an apology now. Anybody who tweets stuff on, listen to Clyde tonight, I've just taken them off now. I just won't have it in my timeline. I won't have STV. I won't have Radio Clyde. I just had a poll pot and went, enough's enough. I get enough good information after Celtic people on Twitter and Facebook to do me that they have no agenda in it, sort of thing.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, like, listen, I can understand people say, well, I want to hear about other teams up at the balanced view, and if they think they get a balanced view there, that's fair enough. Like, so I mean, we're not saying what am I trying to say? I had somebody saying I'm just reading the message and I've lost my train of thought.
Let me say something. The parrot up here, but don't mention any names, Stephen. But see before the Barcelona game, we had a pint with a prominent guy off one of these shows that we're talking about, didn't we, Parrot?
Aye, we did.
Aye, and I know the guy quite well, and I'll mention their names offline, I'll tell you or whatever. But he said to me, he'd been on the TV and all that loads of times, and he said to me, nothing prepared him for what happened when he went on one of these shows.
What do you mean?
He couldn't, but no, he actually didn't say anything wrong about the show, but he said about the publicity it gave him with the normal Joe Soap public. He says they're all crackers for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so people are actually believing all that guff.
Aye, there is that. That's what I was going to say, Jason, right? Do you know what winds me up about people who listen to it? It's the people who listen to it but complain all the way through listening to it. You surely be now, right? Unless you're listening to it for the first time, right? If you're tuning in that every night, you know exactly what's coming, right? You just know. Every single one of us here knows what you're going to hear, right? Practically to a T. You get the whole agenda, what's going to get said, what the opinions and what will be said. Well, I know exactly what's coming. So I don't understand why people just sit and complain about it all the time.
There's a boy in the bus made an analogy about it. And he says, it's like somebody spews on the bus on the way to Aberdeen. You know, it's the worst disgusting thing. You don't want to look at it, but you can't help yourself.
Oh, yeah.
John said it anyway.
I knew you were going to say something.
I don't, as I say, I don't listen to it, but I do have a sneaky wee listen. If I'm in the mower or if I'm in the kitchen potting about, I'll maybe put it on. But it's just absolute nonsense. But I can listen to it. I can listen to it in a way that I know it's nonsense. But other people,
it's not the same. If I jump in the car, it's on. You listen to it when I'm driving up to my mum's or something like that. I'll have it on, but I don't get upset about it.
Oh, it does. It winds me up. I put it on and just went that. Your man Keevans just winds me up. Even when he's not even saying anything, just start nasally, just everything about him, it just winds me up. And you know me, I'm a pretty mellow guy.
Right, lads, I'll leave you to it anyway, and I'll just leave you with this thought. No pyro, no party.
Oh,
hey! Lovely, brilliant.
Oh, but I listened to BBC Scotland show the other night, which obviously isn't much better than Clyde, but it's a wee bit, and they actually had serious journalists in the studio and the trainer on, and they were talking about. I mean, our media's too busy putting pictures of Tony Stokes being at alleged parties on the front page. There's a picture in tonight's Evening Times about the fact that the Zombie Dome's been renamed. Both principles of the main Scottish sport, whether it be football and rugby, both teams now are sitting without a national manager. There's no crisis. There's no agenda to chase this up. All they keep doing is hammering us. They had
that's because but do you know what, Stephen, right? That's because they're selling a product, right? At the end of the day, right, as much as maybe sad to say, nobody cares about Scotland not having the manager. To be honest, how many people do you hear talking about that at your work or in the pub? Or who do you just nobody cares. They're only selling a product. Like, I get that side. Like,
I totally agree, David, but I mean, they still portray themselves as in this country as being super journalists. They're just ambulance chasers with a pen to me. They're just from crisis to crisis, you know.
Media full stop these days is just. I mean, I wouldn't even read the front of the newspaper, far less the sport, because all it is sensationalism. They're only selling popcorn news, like. So I mean, I just that's just the way the world is now. Everywhere, like even all these reality shows and all that, and it's just the same everywhere. They only want to sell you scandal and stuff that you instantly forget 30 seconds later as a few million brain cells die. I just forget about what they're doing and what they're not doing, man. Just forget about them. Do you know what I mean? Just forget about them. I didn't see the point in bothering about them anyway, because we'll never ever get a fair, balanced point of view for them about us.
But people buy newspapers out of habit, though.
I know, but that habit's dying though. The more people have iPads and smartphones, that's dying away. More people are just turning to the news sites that they use and Twitter and that stuff they use to get the links and all that. Newspapers are dying away, I think.
You know, I said on the Australian Homeboys on Friday, though, how embarrassing it is it that somebody can sit in Australia on council telly and watch a Celtic Champions League game, whereas STV had the chance to buy the rights for their Champions League campaign. They've got a 5-storey building down at the Clydeside, and all you get that's local news about Senga for Mary Hill's cat being stuck up a tree and the weather, and that's all that's producing. The rest of it's just linked English media stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I bet they're doing their Sevco specials every week, just broadcasting what old Moonbeam's Charlie's next plans are, whereas we can't even see what football team play.
I mean, no.
Well, seemingly they come out and say they've got no say over the ITV's game, Champions League game. So STV just need to like it or lump it.
Yeah,
because they don't stand alone. They take the feed for the ITV. So that was their excuse.
Do you know the thing about that though, Jason, right? See the thing about the ITV thing, right? For you're saying that there, right? TV3 here in Ireland, they're the same. They take the feed for ITV. But the night of the Celtic Barcelona game there, TV3 here took the Celtic game, and because ITV was showing Chelsea, and they decided to take the Celtic game. So I don't think that's entirely true.
Really?
TV3 have the exact same thing as the STV. Like.
UEFA offered Scottish TV a separate Scottish UEFA package, and they knocked it back.
Mm-hmm. Because TV3 definitely showed the Celtic game by choice. Like. So,
I'm joined by Simi.
Well, all right, boys, how you doing?
What's happening, Simi? You all right?
I'm feeling a lot better than I was on Sunday morning, anyway.
Oh, yeah, like a few years, mate.
No, you're talking about what I've noticed is if you look at the English reporters and how much they talk up their game, even though it's basically a lot of rubbish. They're top league and all that. The actual, if you look at the fare that they're serving out, it's not that great. And if you look at the journalists here, it's what they're doing. It's murder. Like they can't talk the game up at all, and that is their job to sell a product, really.
Aye, absolutely, mate. 100% agree with you. I mean, that English Premiership, they sell that like nothing on earth. You know, they sell that like their last breath depended on it. They bum it up to everything. We've got journalists here that do nothing but down-cry Scottish football.
We've got Craig Burley there last night selling Wanyama to anybody who wants them. You know what I mean?
That's what I tweeted even before the game started. That's what I tweeted. I goes, I'll get this over and done with. The new Burley are a fud, you know. But
see, actually, last night, tin hat on here, I actually thought somebody must have battered him before the game because he was bumming us up.
He was actually before the game, aye.
That was actually the best I've ever heard of, but no, he is definitely a fud.
Did you ever see him in Hamilton Palace in his heyday, Jason?
No, he wasn't. I don't think he frequented in there.
Oh, you used to enjoy a Cinzano and a breakdance in the Pally, aye?
Did he, aye? No, I'd never had the pleasure of his company about there.
Take the Wallies out and give a few
I was going to say, there was teeth in it, aye. No, didn't he? No, but I spoke to an ex-teammate of his not so long ago, and I said to him, what do you think? This ex-teammate is still Celtic daft, obviously. And I said to him, what do you think? And he says, he always liked the sound of his own voice. He didn't say anything bad about him, but he says he always liked the sound of his own voice. So there you go. See, to be fair, when he played with us, he was a top hunt scalper.
Oh, I was some player.
He was an excellent player for us, but... the best
thing about them was whenever we used to go, and I've said this before, when I was small at the time, used to go to the shop and say 20 Lambert and Burley. Brilliant, everybody loved that, Lambert and Burley.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Aye, one of the personal jokes that you should have mentioned here.
Well, Everybody in Alloa done it. 20 Lambert and Burley and a bottle of Timberlake.
Everybody in the metropolis of Alloa.
Everybody in Alloa, so Alloa's full of Tims, you're trying to tell us.
Well, everybody in my supporters bus then. Jesus.
Oh, right. So there's 10 guys in Alloa.
10 guys in Alloa saying the same joke to each other.
Right, there's 3 supporters buses leave Alloa, by the way. 3 supporters club Alloa. Tommy Craig, CSC, Roy Mills, CSC, the Mansfield Shamrock, I can't remember what they're called now. We've changed their name.
Well, Steve, I have to say, it was fantastic to see wee Finbar again on Saturday night, mate.
Man for the mountains.
Outstanding, that guy.
Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he?
Where was he staying? Did he get a helicopter down or something?
Can't even reveal where the man for the mountains stays, man.
It's a halfway house.
All the folk that's lost money on his taps would be after him.
Have we any predictions for Saturday?
Aye.
Go ahead.
I'll take Celtic.
What?
Celtic.
To win?
Aye.
Any score?
I'm going to take Celtic to win 6-0.
6-0?
Aye, because I think he is going to play a lot of young boys, and I think the young boys like Dylan McGeer, I just think they'll take that game with the scruff of the neck. I think it'll be much like the performance we had against St Johnstone, but I think it'll be even better if these young boys really take their chance. And honestly, I think we'll win about 6-0.
It'd be great to have a lad like Watt have a great game against Arbroath, knock in maybe a hat trick, and then go.
Who else would you like to see come in, Joe? Come in then, Joe. Like if you want to see some of these young boys, I mean, who else is on the periphery that could maybe come in and start? Like,
it's Twarzak fit, no?
He's out to February. He's just had to have an operation.
For McGeoch. What's the other lad? Chalmers.
So you just maybe get a start, do you think?
But that doesn't really count, does it? I mean, he's just a goalkeeper. I mean, I don't know.
He doesn't know any other players' names, Joe. Jason, come on. Who do you want to play?
Well, I'm definitely Tony Watt. He will start when Dylan McGeer, because you see Paddy, but according to Neil Lennon, he's not going to make too many changes. But no, I like him, Philip Twarzak, but Joe Chalmers, but I'm not really too sure after that myself. Who I would want to play?
I don't know his names either. So I was passing it on.
You're just searching for a Celtic view now, aren't you? Just trying to find squad list.
Because I've got Celtic.
Well, I mean that's the only folk that's been getting a look in on the benches recently.
Boys like Paul Slane and that as well, that could maybe come in and get a chance. So I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be. I don't know, but according to Lenny, he's obviously going to have still a pretty strong team. But it's one
what
of
was the name of the big boy that was on the bench last week, Jason? Foreign lad. What's his name? Tajik striker. He was on the bench last week. He maybe got a shout.
Was he?
He was on the bench the Inverness game before.
All right.
Whoever that was, I can't remember. Because we spoke about it, Joe, didn't we? About him being on the bench. And I said I'd seen him playing for the team here in Ireland. Like.
That's right, yeah.
I remember.
I don't know. What do you have? We'll go to Austin.
Hopefully.
Okay, I mean, without a doubt.
Parrot, what do you think?
I hope Dylan McGeoch starts, maybe Lassard 90 minutes up front with Tony Watt. I mean, obviously, most of the big players to start the game, and hopefully then maybe half time if the results in the bag, get everybody rested up for the Moscow game, which I think will be. Well, you guys will probably talk about it more Monday night, but yeah, it's coming up to a really important week. I mean, I know there's a few negativities, but Jesus Christ, we're nearly in the Champions League. We're guaranteed European football after Christmas. Don't mean it doesn't suit them. It doesn't suit the agenda of Scottish journalism and society. The fact that we're doing well when they're trying to drag us down, but fuck them.
Right. I mean, I think he'll start Hooper on Saturday. He'll start Hooper, especially after him getting a goal last night. I think he'll want to try and build his confidence a bit.
See, I was just going to say, I think he maybe start with Miku up front with Tony Watt at the weekend.
What about that American guy that came to train? Can he play or anything, or is he? What's happening with him?
Well, he went away back on Thursday. I've got a wee exclusive about him. My youngest brother Joe, he's been Facebooking him. the young boy, what's his name? Colombian kid, isn't he? Well, he's American, but he's got Colombian parents.
Anguelo or something out there, is it? I don't know.
A friend of mine as well, but your Joe's a lot better pals than my guy Robert McCourt. Robert's a big trainer, youth fitner in America, and he was well thought of with American Soccer Association or whatever. So he's good friends with him. So he must stay around about the Carney area in New Jersey. And put our Joseph in contact him. So Joe was Facebooking the guy. So the guy's going away today, and he doesn't know if he's got a deal or anything like that.
His name's Juan Agudelo.
Yeah, that's the man.
That's him.
So we don't know. So if he's a Mets fan and gets back out here, he'll be on our Mets Boys podcast, Harper.
Good shout, man. Good shout.
Happy days. Simi, what's your prediction?
5-0.
3-0?
5.
Right.
That's good enough for me.
I'll say. What do you think? My daughter's here. What do you think? What do you think the score is going to be on Saturday, Lucia?
I don't know.
Just guess.
Who are they against?
Arbroath.
Huh?
They're playing against Arbroath.
Celtic?
Yeah. Yes, what? 2-0, 3-0? 6-0. My daughter says 6-0. 6-0? Yeah, 6-0.
She'd be right enough, because that's what I said.
Tony Watt hat trick. Dylan McGee gets one. Ooh, Charlie Mulgrew gets one, and Hooper gets one. That's what I'm saying.
Jordan, I'll tell you that time Francie went to the door and says, Josie, it's your wife there. She says, no, she's at her broth. She says, can I come in till she's finished then? Joel will get that. Hello, Francie and Josie.
A big pot of broth.
Jesus Christ.
She's at her broth. Are you dancing? You asking?
Here. Right, listen, I have to go.
Joe,
what?
see before you go, there's somebody here wants to say hello to you.
Who's that?
Hello.
Hi, Michelle, you alright, love?
I'm fine, how are you?
Dead on. Here in the house. Just heading back now to get the kids to bed, so we am.
Mine's are already there, getting peace.
Fair play to you. You won't get much peace with Simi, no?
No, he just sits and listens to you while I watch the telly, so I'll leave him to it.
That's a happy marriage. Fair play to you. Brilliant, right, lads? I'm going to have to go here. I'm knackered. Anything else you want to say?
I'm going to bed now, man. I'm up here.
Me and Stephen though got a prediction for the weekend.
Oh, Jesus, sorry, go ahead.
Aye, no, don't forget it. I'm not good enough the first time, beat it.
Oh, I'm just too tired. What are you thinking?
1-0 Arbroath. 7-0 Celtic.
7-0. What about you, Stephen?
4-0.
4-0. Alright, so we're all predicting high scores and a win, and then we'll talk about Spartak on Monday.
Yeah.
Alright?
Right.
Perfect.
Hang up for a Mellow Birds before the game on Wednesday.
Aye, cool the game, mate. Aye, I'll bring the chocolate sprinkles as I always do.
No worries, mate.
Right, I'm just going to try and find a song to play it with, because I forgot to do that. Listen, lads, thanks very much. Take it easy. Hail, folks. Thanks very much for listening.
Laryngitis is better for Monday.
Paul's laryngitis. All right, take it easy, lads. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Sammy.
Cheers, Sammy. Love it. Bye.
Sudden fear has left me trembling, 'cause now it seems that I am out here on my own, and I'm feeling so alone. Glad to turn to the great streets and the broken homes. Some call it sun, some call it nights. I wanna take it through a wasteland like I took on my own. Welcome to paradise. A gunshot rings out at the station. Another urchin snaps and left dead on his own. Welcome to paradise. Welcome to paradise.